Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Broken Wing Racing League. It is Season 10, Round 10 at the Motorsport Arena, Oschersleben track here. And we've just got a couple minutes until qualifying starts. I'm just going to go through some of our race info here. Take a look at the track map. Our weather for today, it's supposed to be a wet race, but I believe most of the rain was throughout the practice. There's still some wet spots, as you can see there. Just the background. Lars getting some water, but the track is 1.48 miles long. Not too long of a track. It'll be some good close racing for everybody tonight. Yeah, just 30 seconds until qualifying starts. All spin there from Tom. We've got 12 drivers on the grid tonight so far. 6 Rays and 6 Vees. We're about to get going here with qualifying with the Vees. Maybe not our Vees, sorry. Not watching the Vees, sorry. We're starting with the Rays. I got that very wrong to start us off here. Currently looking at Tom Smith here. Our first driver out, followed by Lars. We've got Jason Chen, Michael Coate following. Those are so far only 4 V's actually on track. Daniel Varon has just entered the track as well. Stay here with Tom Smith. Getting ready to start a lap here, coming up around the last corner. Now the Rays in the practice session, right towards the end there, we're doing 105, 106 I believe it was. So I think that's what the times we're going to be looking at here, potentially even a little bit quicker, just with the track still drying out. There will still be some wet spots. You see the puddles there that Tom is navigating. Does have, looks like it's a V. That V would be Jonathan Evans. Should not be on track right now. Admin will be telling him to park it real soon. Hopefully it didn't affect Lars or Tom here, as Tom is going to set our first time on the board. Come in with no time because he had an off track somewhere, unfortunately, for Tom Smith. Lars, he got a 0.91 on that last one. Michael Coate putting in a time there with a 108.3, putting him at P2. Small ad break for those of you that are not subscribed. Or I thought it was something else on Twitch, but no, it is subscribed. If you're not hearing this because you're an ad and you hear this in the YouTube video, you should subscribe. Daniel Varon putting in our fastest time with a 107.23. Very quick there. Lars purple in the first sector. I assume this track is so small, there's actually only 2 sectors. Tom Smith gone even faster there. 107.04. Back on board here with Tom. Jason Chen crossing the line, not putting a time in. It's an off track there for him, unfortunately. Lars there with a small spin. I heard that in the back there. Shouldn't be anything too egregious. Car looks just fine, so everything should be just fine with him. Maybe just a little bit of pride gone. Oh, no, he's gone off to the pits. On board here with Michael Coate. See how he gets along here. The gyro cam here. He takes these S's. Clean, very clean. You see those puddles there that I was talking about? He's going to avoid those, or else just put him right into a spin. Don't go too wide there. That's going to be an off track, unfortunately, for Michael Coate. Not going to improve there. While we were on board there, Daniel Varon, he put in a 106.85. Very fast time. That's who we're currently on board with right now. Currently through the gyro cam. Put in an even faster time there. And he does goes 4/10 quicker. Very quick time there from Daniel Varon. It looks like Tom Smith is getting ready to cross the line here. Maybe he can improve. Personal first best, and did not improve on the second. Does improve on his overall time, I believe, there. Yes, he did, with a 106.8 to P2. Oh. Small little off there. Call it back to the pits there for Tom Smith. Take a look here at Jason Chen, who originally did not set a time, but has now set a time with a best time with a 107.8. We do have one more Ray that has not come out onto the track. That is Ethan Coyne. I've not seen him qualify so far. He was practicing, so I don't know what has happened since. So just hope that everything's okay. Coate navigating the S's there, a little bit squirrely, coming around for the last corner. Will he be able to improve? Chen will improve his time all the way up to P1. Look at that. There we go. 106.3 for Jason Chen. Very fast time. Coate has also just put in a personal best with a 107.46. Doesn't move up on the grid, but does bring him that little bit closer to Lars. 4/10 back. With just over 2 minutes left of the Rays qualifying until the Vees are allowed to actually come out and qualify. Jason Chen, still on board with him here, putting in fastest per sector. You can follow that up, see if he can stretch his legs out even more here in P1. Coming around for the last corner. And what time will it be? That was faster. That is a 106.02. Almost into the 105s. I'll take a look at Lars here. Let's see what that first sector is on board here with Lars. Seems to be just around this back straight here. Just before the S's. But no improvement on his first sector there for Lars. Coat has brought it into the pits. Lars has now also brought it into the pits. There's 40 seconds until the Vees can qualify. Currently on board with Tom Smith. Going to navigate the final corner here. See if he can improve a little bit on his time here. Daniel Varon. Personal best first sector, personal best second. Keeps him P2. A little bit better there. Tom Smith will not improve his time, but will keep P3 on the grid, as we now have the Vees coming out onto the grid. Guido Marzucci being our first V on track, followed by Rodrigo Tos. There. We've got behind. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that one is Ken Poulin. We have Joshua Justice bringing up the rear for qualifying here. And we are missing one V. That is Jonathan Evans. He's not coming out so far. Still in the pit lane for qualifying. Maybe giving himself a penalty for coming out to qualifying during the race time. But nonetheless, Guido, first driver. How is he going to navigate this? Same issues as the Rays with the puddles still on track. So I have to keep clear of those. Clean for the first few corners here. Peter was a very quick driver in the Vees. I expect him to be fighting for pole position here. Come along to the, I believe is the back straight of this track. Up into the S's. Very much stay away from those puddles. No off track there. And that last one. And the final corner here. Across the line. Time of, tell me, one of these days. Maybe not. We don't have an off track. His time did not go on the board, but Ethan Orr's time did go on the board with a 1:13.6. So far, that is our 1V. Our second V, Joshua Justice, with a 1:15.16. 2-second gap there. That must have been an off or something. And I'm going to assume that our other drivers here for the Vees have a small off of some sort, why we haven't got any more times in. A-okay, they've got 7 minutes, sorry, to put in time here. Back with Guido. And he's now set a time with a 1:13.8. Ethan Orr has gone faster there. And a small draft train here with Ethan Orr. Yes, Ethan Orr, Rodrigo Toast, and Ken Poulin. Currently on with Ken Poulin. Rodrigo Toast is just the one in front in the green V there. And Jonathan Evans has joined us, has set a time with a 1:16.3, currently P5. All of our V's have set a time. Love to see that. Ethan Orr, currently with our fastest time, and also on board with him right now with a 1:13.46. Looking to improve on that with a fastest first sector. You have a purple second sector. Yes, you will. That will be a faster time there with a 1:13.40 for Ethan Orr. Joshua Justice getting ready to cross the line. Will he be able to improve his time? No, I do not think so. He does actually improve his time, but he is unfortunately 0.01 seconds behind Ken to take his spot for 3 in the V's. 5 minutes to go in qualifying here for the V drivers. Take a look at Rodrigo Post. He's put in a personal best first sector. He was actually quite quick in practice, so I'm expecting a little bit better than 5th, but we'll see what he does here on his second sector. Lost a little bit at that crucial draft, but he does improve his time up to 3rd. There we go. Well done. Well done. Joshua Justice also improving his time all the way up to P2 with his time with a 1:13.7. See, Joshua Justice and Guido are very close on times, as Guido is going to cross the line, but had a not very good first sector, so I don't expect him to improve on this one. Ethan Orr, name there. Rodrigo, what is he going to do? No improvement as well. And Poulin, no improvement. A lot of no improvements on this lap for all these drivers. Maybe it's a cooldown lap for them. I don't know. Guido, even though that first sector wasn't very good, the second sector was much better and has taken P2 from Joshua Justice with a 1:13.66. Accurate Joshua Justice and no improvement. His time there. Very unfortunate. I believe he had an off track on that last one. I timing graph says he did, so he must have, and his time did not change. We'll go on board with our current pole sitter, Ethan Orr, as he's about to cross the final corner. Across the finish line. No improvement on his time there. Rodrigo with an improvement on his time, but no improvement in the spots. 4th position. Take a look at Jonathan Evans here. He's rounding the final corner. See if he can improve on his time. And does improve in the second sector, but I do not think he does improve on his time. The 116.21. Back to Ken, who is our only driver in the 114s. The others 4 ahead are in the 113. And the one driver behind is the 116. Ken, he can do it. I know he's fast enough. He's just there. He's just on the edge. And with the draft, he'll be able to keep up. As the checkered flag comes out, has been out while I was talking there. But Ethan Orr is going to take full position there, most likely. Unless Guido can with a quick time here. He might have got out just bore the checkered flag. We'll see. Stay with Guido here. Let's see if he can potentially take that P1 spot away from Ethan Orr on the very last lap. Round through the S's here. The gyro cam around the final 2 corners. Or final 1 corner, sorry. There will unfortunately not be an improvement on his time. And that will be the end of qualifying. We will go through the results for that. There we go. There's our starting grid for the Rays. We have Jason Chen, P1, followed by Daniel Varon, P2, Tom Smith, P3, Lars Tyos in P4, Michael Coate, P5, Ethan Poyne in P6, and those are our Ray drivers. Ethan Coyne did not set a time, was here in practice, I believe, but did not set a qualifying time, so we'll see if he joins us on the track. Ethan Orr is our P1 driver for the V class, with Guido Marzzucchi in P2, Joshua Justice P3, Rodrigo Tos P4, Ken Poole in P5, and Jonathan Evans in P6, with our 12-car grid here. The Motorsport Park Oschersleben Arena, or Arena First. Regardless, I definitely butchered the Oschersleben. That's whatever. Just waiting for all the drivers to grid. It is a 45-minute race. We'll look at our race info here again. 45-minute race. Short track. Weather's nice. Said it was going to be a rain race, but we had rain beginning. Might get rain maybe later on. I didn't actually look at the forecast. It'll be a surprise for you as it is for me. We will wait and see. As of right now, it is very dry, with a few small puddles on the edges of the track, which the drivers have been able to navigate quite easily, I believe. Something I also noticed before the race that this pit lane is extremely long, so the overcut, I believe, will be way more effective than the undercut this particular race here. So if you're able to save your fuel and hit a lap later, I think you'll be able to stay out in front of whoever's behind you, or even potentially get in front of someone that is just in front of you. With that said, okay, the safety car, the Porsche iRacing safety car, is going to come into the pit lane. And we're going to get started here. And it is green flag. Drivers are going. Jason Chen is going to try and hold off the lead here into T1. There we go. Into turn one, Jason Chen. I don't know what happened there, but it's all right. Small off there by Tom Smith. Nothing bad there happened. Guido was able to keep the lead, take the lead from Ethan Orr on the front straight there. All a little discombobulated there, but that's all right. Guido's going to be able to keep it up front. We're going to take a look back at our Ray drivers. Jason Chen has dropped back exponentially. Don't know what happened there with Jason Chen. I've got nothing about crashes on my timing graph. Maybe it was a packet loss, but Jason Chen is now at the very back of the track. It's very unfortunate. Our pole sitter, Jason Chen, is now dead last. Just don't know what happened there. Tom and Lars fighting it out here. That Lars? Or is that Ethan? That's Ethan Coyne, sorry, not Tom. Ethan Coyne and Lars fighting it out. E2. We're going to take a look back at our V drivers, and top three are still as they were: Guido, Ethan, and Josh. We're up 1, 2, 3. Ken Poulin is keeping Rodrigo behind there. Jason Chen is now a lap down. I'm going to say that he is in the pit lane, and because that just happened, he is definitely in the pit lane. I'm going to go back here. Sure, we are live. We are live. That is good. We're back here. Ken Poulin live. Trying to hold off Rodrigo. Rodrigo's going to try and make the move to the inside here. As just ahead, Ethan Orr Also trying to make the move to the inside, but will not be able to take it because the inside leads to the outside. Guido's going to be able to hold it, and that is not the case for the drivers behind. I'm going to take a look back at that. This is what Ethan Orr was trying to accomplish with Guido, but Guido just held enough speed and was able to keep it side by side. So that is what happened there. Run it back live. Rodrigo still up front. Lars looking up the inside, outside, which is comes to the inside of the next corner, which is really the spot that you want to be. And we'll take the lead here in the race from Daniel Veron. I think he's going to be able to stretch his legs here and keep it out front. It was a good move there from Lars. Very well done. See if Daniel is going to be able to keep it close and make another attack back. Back with our V drivers here on with Ethan Orr. Get real close there. Go to our gyro cam. Coming to hairpin here for the back straight, leading to the S's. As our V's are now being swarmed by rays. See if a move can be made here from Ethan. Does he have the run? Does he have the draft needed? Oh, he just might. I'm gonna move out. Guido knows he needs to protect that outside because it goes out to in. But if he's got the a little bump there. The driver just ahead. That's just off into the side. Way. But Ethan Orr is going to be able to keep that position up ahead. He's going to be able to take the lead back. Guido have to submit. That was Jason Chen that we saw off on the side track. Again, our pole leader having more turmoil in the track, in the race. Already lapped down from his fellow race competitors. Ethan trying to break the draft. And as I said earlier, I didn't know if it was going to rain again. It is raining again. We have more rain. That is definitely going to spice things up. Jason Chen, you can see him in the back there. He is still with us. Don't know what happened to him at the beginning of the race. I'll have to find out after the race. I'm going to have to stay on that because I have no idea. Maybe not a terrible connection issue because he's still with us. Maybe no connection issue. Maybe I have the connection issue. Yes. Get Lars here in P2. Lars P2. Lars was in P1. Yeah, I'm missing things now. I'm looking at the great battle of the Vees. Here is the Daniel Veron taking it back from Lars. Lars not having a good time. And then we've got Ethan Coyne passing Lars just right after. Just slightly and some small contact. Oh, I'm gonna have to chalk that one up to a racing incident, I believe there. Just they both gave each other the space, and just unfortunate they came together. Just yeah, fortunate turn of events there. Back with Lars in the rain, P2. Gap is slowly closing towards P1 there, so he's slowly catching. Ethanor still holding out in P1. Guido still right behind him. Border with the Rodrigo, and we did have another overtake here. Tom Smith on Michael Cope. This is P3 in the Ray class. It's better traction there on that inside. Tom. Gonna keep it. Hold on. Tom and Michael still battling it out. It is Ethan Coyne behind him, though. But Ethan Coyne is currently a lap down. We put it on lap 5. Tom Smith. We'll take a look at Joshua Justice, who slowly just losing the back of Guido, which is quite unfortunate. So I was really looking forward to the 3v battle at the front here, but you know, that can still happen with the rain coming in effect here, and with the Rays on track causing commotion. Here with Lars. Lars is closing that gap. It was 2.8. It is now 1.9 seconds gap to Daniel Varon. Daniel Varon having some troubles with traffic, what it looks like here. He's behind Rodrigo there for just a little bit. And Lars might also be getting stopped up a little bit from Rodrigo. Should be able to get by here on the kind of back straight, because I think that's the back straight. Then there's an S. Lars going a little squirrely there, but keeps it pointing the right direction. Still, that gap is closing ever more. From 1.9 to 0.9 seconds, the gap to Daniel Varon. Lars is showing he knows how to drive in the rain. When it's dry out, everyone is relatively quick in the dry, but the true, I don't know what I'm trying to say. The true driver's skill. There we go. That's the one. Comes out in the rain. We're definitely seeing that here with Lars. 3 seconds. Oh, traffic just screwed him up there a little bit, but that's all right. Daniel Varon having a hard time in the rain here. It also depends on practice. If you did lots of practice in the rain and not much in the dry, you'll be good in the wet, but okay in the dry, which is much better what you want for consistency and safety. take a look here. Back with our V drivers. Guido has losing Ethan Orr, but that is only because the top two Ray drivers are trying to make their way through as well right now. Looks like those two Ray drivers have cleared our V leader. Yes, they have. We're going to keep trying to chase each other, those two. And now Guido is definitely on the hunt, but then has not much more to worry about in terms of Ray's behind. There's another one coming up, but it's not for a while. We did have a crash just now from Michael Cove. We'll take a look at that. It's just the rain that caught him out. Yeah, just the rain catching him out, that's all. Back to our top two Ray drivers. Lars. Yeah, 1.4 seconds. They're too crazy. Jason Chen with another off there. Just Chen's in enough offs. I don't need to show anymore. We'll save it for the next one. Lars almost giving me one there live, but got nothing. Kept it pointing in the right direction. That's what we like to see. For drivers kind of in a no man's land. You got Tom Smith. He's in a no man's land. Just have Michael Cote, so 6 seconds behind. You can see him just there around in the final corner in the back. But I believe his pace and Michael's pace is relatively the same. Last lap was a 121. Let's just go take a look at Michael. Last lap was a 116. Well, maybe Michael will catch, and that will give us something to watch. Some interesting racing. Lars has closed the gap again, and just as I clicked over, it started to lose the gap again. That's okay. There is now some traffic for Daniel, so we'll see if Lars can capitalize on this traffic ahead. Close the gap down to half a second. Gotten himself back into the slipstream of that top Ray driver. And you're going wide there. Lars pulls out to the outside here. What he's looking for. Getting close. We're getting close. So we're on board with Lars. The gyro cam. Or what I call is the back straight. Then through the S's. Oh. Oh. Who might have shot out there for Lars as he slammed on the brakes, but he's kept it alive and out of the back of Daniel. Daniel cannot keep it on track. Oh, just missed there. Lars is going to take P1. It was a very unfortunate spin from our then race leader Daniel Varon. Now P2. Going to keep P2 because the gap they have to P3 is astronomical. So These two are really in just a class of their own right now. Ethan Orr also stretching his legs in the top spot. The gap was 2.8, I believe it was, or 2.5 last time we checked up with these drivers. It is now going up to 4 seconds, the gap. So that is definitely something. Daniel Barron, Tom Smith, he went off. Because, yeah, Michael Coate is taking that over. So we'll take a look at that. It might have just been an off in the rain. That's what it's looking up to be right now. Yeah. Just an off in the rain, rears in the grass. Had to let the V by and back up. Another V comes by, and there goes Michael Coate to pass him. Coate going through the S's. Has Tom Smith just behind there in the other Ray. Got a V in between the two of Guido P2. I can assume Tom is just being very cautious with P2 right in front, not wanting to cause anything. On here with Joshua Justice, another one of our no man land drivers was Tom Smith. Tom Smith had a little off, and now he's chasing Michael Coate as we speak. Back to that in a second. That Michael Coate, Tom Smith. One small mistake from either of these drivers, and it's big wins and big losses. And for the looks of things, it looks like Tom is taking more risks as he's catching Michael. Michael is playing at the safer game. But the safer game is theoretically slower, but if you can keep it alive the whole time and the faster guy just keeps going off, then you will win. First to finish, you have to finish first. Or what, the other way around. Whatever Will Buxton said. That guy. He said in that documentary. God. I'm sure everyone heard that and just went, not supposed to think. What? The cringiest thing anyone. Moving on. Still, Michael Coate, Tom Smith, battling out here for P3. Tom Smith, as we saw there, took the P3 position. Playing the safe game. Just keep it on track. Ethan Orr really stretched his legs here. He's just past Jonathan Evans, and Jonathan Evans is now a lap behind. Daniel Barron is just past Lars. What? Lars having it off. Daniel getting by. Back to the leaders of the race, please. Thank you. And we're here. And Lars, the small off, but still right in the back of Daniel. This is the thing with the rain. You can be 4 seconds, 14 seconds ahead, but one small mistake in the rain, and you've been sent off into a wall or doing 360, doing like a 720, 1080, like you're just going nuts and you lose all this time, eating right back up from the car behind. Lars catching right back up there. Late on the brakes, makes the overtake. Well done. Takes back P1 like he never lost it. Thought he was going a little squirrely there, but he wasn't. He was being just fine with it. Jason Chen is making his way back up through the grid. I'm going to take a look here. We'll be passing Ethan Orr right now in the V with his Ray to get back a little bit closer to the Ray drivers. Probably won't get back on the same lap as them, but he will no longer be lapped from all of the V drivers once he gets past Ethan Orr here. Accomplishments. You take them where you can find them. That's what you do. Okay. I know that because when I race in GT3, I'm in the dumps most weekends. So I can find praise where I can find it. In the meantime, Michael Coate made a pass on Tom Smith. Let's take a look. Tom Smith got out of the way. Something happened there. We're gonna have to take a look at that. Another overtake. Is it the same one? Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, this is the same one. That one just happened just now. Michael Coate passed Tom. Tom passes Michael. We're having a great little battle, these two. Still, just around a second close to each other. Tom, ooh, little mistake there, letting Michael by now. That little mistake. He will have a good run here. These Ray drivers, they're just sending it pedal to the metal. They don't care if they spin off because they know they can catch back up, and they know that their fellow competitors are going also pedal to the metal and will probably also spin off. So I find that's it's always fun to watch. Yeah, that is Ethan Coyne coming out of the pit lane there. On lap 20. On lap 20, just came out of the pits now. Squirrely again. Ethan Coyne just lying up the rear there. Going right back into the pit lane. Don't know what that's about. Didn't cause any damage, didn't cause any issues as far as I can see. So we race on. Yeah, we got Coyne and we've got Jonathan Evans in the Vees in the pit lane right now. So you see at the bottom of the screen the pit stop. Daniel Varon, who's still just behind Lars, 1.5 seconds behind. Getting around that pit window time, I believe, with these drivers, the Vees and the Rays. So we'll see when they decide they want to pit. Guido, as he's coming to the pits there. Came into the pits in P2. He entered the pit lane. See if he can come back out in P2. See if the driver. See if, as I said at the beginning of the race here, that the undercut is actually worse than the overcut. So that being said, Joshua Justice, with my logic, Joshua Justice would stay ahead of Guido with pitting later. But we will see. We'll see if that is the case. Yeah, Guido taking his pits on lap 21. Daniel Vera now coming into the pits. Get our two other fighting rays of Michael Cote and Tom Smith. If either one of these drivers are going to come into the pit lane right now. Daniel Vera might actually be able to go in and out of the pits before these two drivers make it to the pit lane. Will Ireland pit right now? Michael Cote will pit. Tom Smith will stay out. So far, our V driver in competition, Guido, is the only one to pit on lap 21. Daniel Vera on lap 24. Michael Cote is in right now on lap 25. Our first pit stop was from Ethan Coyne on lap 20. And so sorry, it was Jonathan Evans, lap 19, and the Vees. Our first Ray would have been Ethan Coyne on lap 20. So we'll see how it makes out as Ethan Coyne is now coming into the pit lane from E1. We're going to go take a look here at Guido, see where he is on track. He's going to be coming up to the S's for the final corner, see if this undercut is the way or if it's the overcut. Joshua Justice stays. Does he stay on? I believe he did stay on track. Yeah, he's still on. Yeah, he's still on track. He might come into the pits now. Nope. Joshua Justice stayed on track. Rodrigo Toast P3 has come in. Guido Marzucci going down the front straight now with Ethan Orr just coming out of the pit lane. You can see Guido on the left side there, and Ethan Orr will very much keep this in front of Guido. There's Tom Smith, and Guido is well behind. 4-second gap behind Ethan. Joshua Justice 24 seconds ahead in P1. See if he can hit and try and hit ahead of Guido, try and get that overcut on him. Tom Smith has not pit yet and currently sitting P2 in the Rays, but again, it's because he has not pit yet. Lars pitted on lap 25. P1 when he pit, stayed P1 when he came back out. So far, our latest Ray driver to pit, other than Tom Smith, Joshua Justice, still has not pit. Going out for another lap. Last time was a 124. On board here, Ethan Orr. His last time was a 153, but that was also out of a pit lane. I can't really take that into too much effect. Guido, who wasn't out of the pit lane, 125. So just a little bit of a second slower than Joshua Justice, who still hasn't pit yet. So Joshua Justice still gaining time on Guido. So see if he pits this lap. See if he can try and take P2 from a crazy overcut here. Off of Guido's hands, who's currently 26 seconds behind. And yeah, coming into the pits now. Pits. No fault on the pit lane there. We'll go take a look here. Guido, who is coming through, I believe this is the S section, or what I like to call the back straight. And we're around the final corner here. Because Joshua did go in later, he doesn't have to sit there and wait for so long, but I don't think he's going to get it. Still in the pit lane, still sitting there. Guido's gonna take that back. It was a bold move with the overcut staying out that long from Joshua, but unfortunately it just didn't work out. He's gonna keep it ahead of Ken Poulin coming out of the pit lane. But that is unfortunate. It was a bold move, and it was, I respect it. I respect the move. Trying to go extremely late, fuel save. But unfortunately, it just didn't work out that way. Back here with Michael Coate, Tom Smith. A bit bigger of a gap there, these two ahead, but it's okay. Look here at Lars. Lars and Daniel Varen are the only two on the lap right now. We've got 10 minutes left in the race, sitting lap 29. That gap to Ethan Orr and Guido is staying around the same. That undercut from Guido, it didn't work out. That was also a bold move from Guido to try and undercut Ethan, but I just don't think it was going to work, just how long the pit lane was. And even we saw with Josh that trying to go for an audacious overcut wasn't going to work. I think it was just kind of, you're going to have to do your passing on track. I don't think you're going to be able to do too much of an under or overcut here. Because I don't think anybody actually did that throughout the entire grid. Guido, 7 seconds back, was 6.6, around 7, so I think we've kind of just settled into the tail end of the race here. Like I said, just under 10 minutes to go. We're gonna... What's going on? Rodrigo Toast passed Jonathan Evans for P11. Still, congratulations. You got another spot. Lars with a 33-second gap to Daniel Varen. He's just absolutely running away with this. The rain, as you could clearly tell, has stopped. The track is still wet. Lars is getting squirrely with it. I believe this might just be an easy one for Lars now. I just got to keep it on track, not do anything too egregious with some of the back markers, some of the V's as well, and he should be able to take this home, no problem. I'd say the same thing for Ethan Orr. 7, we'll call it a 7-second gap. 6.8, 7 seconds. Where they've been jumping around so far with the gaps with the P1, P2. Yeah, same thing with Ethan. If he just keeps it clean, with back markers and the faster rays coming around, give them lots of space, he'll be able to keep this one in the bag. Lars is looking to lap more of the field, seeing if he can lap Tom Smith as well. There's Lars, Tom just up the field. Just saw there. Yeah, we had just a few drivers in no man's land. Now we have, I would say, everybody is in a no man's land state. Coin here. The Coin and Joshua Ken are, I believe, on the same lap. Jason Chen, last lap was a 124. He put it on lap 29. That lap was a 142. I'm just gonna say traffic was definitely an issue there. Lars Tyhouse has crashed. How big of a crash, Lars, have you crashed? Not that big of a crash, but what's impressive is he crashed on a straight. That's you don't see that very often. But good thing he's got such a massive gap for the lead. 25 seconds still. He has nothing. Oops. Accurate Jason Chen. Trying to just get some pride points back now at this point, I believe. Yeah, just racing for pride, and I respect it. Respect it very much. Or Ken Poulin. I don't think we've talked too much about Ken Poulin today, but Ken Poulin. This is Ken Poulin. 35 seconds back. Joshua Justice. P4. He's gained 1 spot, started P5. But other than that, all of our V drivers, basically, where they started is where they finished, other than Ken and Rodrigo. Ken up 1, Rodrigo down 1. Then looking at our Ray drivers, Lars up 3, Daniel and Tom staying 2nd and 3rd from where they started. Michael Coate up 1, Ethan Coyne up 1, and Jason Chen down 5. Again, Jason Chen was our pole sitter. Currently P6 in the Rays, which in no other words is lost. But that's okay. I get that every Sunday. Lars was 25 seconds of a gap when he spun, back to 29. 28. Basically 29. There you go. Now it hit 29. Yeah, Lars being our biggest mover up the grid and our biggest loser. Well, we already talked about him. Just keep bringing that up. 3 minutes left until the race is done. Lars still trying to catch Tom Smith to lap almost the entire field except for Daniel. Daniel is still just 28 seconds behind. Not be able to catch. I feel like it was raining throughout the entire session. I feel like we could have got closer racing throughout. Not such big gaps happening. So I found once the rain stopped, it's when we got it really mellowed out and people started. The gaps really opened up once the rain stopped. The dry line was able to form. Once the whole track was wet and there was no real dry line, it was like, hey, well, we can race because it's both equally wet. Now with the dry line, everyone just wants to drive on the drive line. So, kind of taking away some of that racing aspect. Because you're not on the dry line, you brake, you're just gonna either kill them or yourself in game. Back on board here with Lars. So we're getting close to the end of the race here. Around the final corner on his 36th lap. And he will get the white flag right now. Giving everyone else the white flag as well. Lap 37. 37 laps in 45 minutes. Not a bad amount of racing. Won't lie, it died off a little bit. Around the 35-minute mark, once the pit stops kind of finished, we mellowed out and we kind of realized, hey, everyone's got at least a 10-second or more gap to each other. Now what? But it's okay. These things happen. It's racing. You can't have exhilarating fun racing all the time. That's what makes it exciting. Obviously, we want it to happen. It's just not possible. It's Lars. I'm going to take the checkered flag here for first place. Very well done. Michael Coate says he's crashed. Take a quick look at that in a little bit. Ethan Orr. I'm going to take P1 here across the finish line. Checkered flag. It's out. That's first. Very well done from our top two. Baron, E2 there. And our other drive. There are no other gaps. That's salt. Everybody is now crossing the finish line. We will get the end results for you soon. So I'm off of that one. To the right screen. Look at our Ray driver, our Ray winner here. Lars. Commanding lead, 30-second gap. Our only driver on the grid. We're going to take a look at our results. And For our Ray drivers, we've got Lars Tyhouse in P1, Daniel Barron in P2, Tom Smith P3, Michael Coate P4, and Ethan Coyne in P5. Jason Chen, who was our pole sitter, very unfortunate for him at the start. Not really too sure what happened. It seemed like he kind of just disappeared off my screen. It gave me the notification, as if the driver was no longer on track. So yeah, that was very odd, but he was still there with us. Going to our V drivers, V class, the V winner, Ethan Orr, P1, P2, Guido Marzucci, P3, Joshua Justice, P4, Ken Poulin, P5, Rodrigo Toast, and P6, rounding out the grid, 12-man grid, Jonathan Evans, my fellow Canadian. And that is it for tonight. Thank you everybody for joining me. Tomorrow night, there's an F4 race. I'll just pull up right now where it is. And the F4 race is at VIR North or Suzuka West. What is the date today? Yeah, VIR North, because tomorrow is August 22nd. VIR North, that is where they're racing tomorrow. And then Sunday, we've got the GT3s. They're racing at Silverstone. That one is broadcasted by Jason Alvarez. That stream starts at roughly the same time this one did. Qualifying starting at 9:10, and you will catch me in that race, as I like to drive in the GT3s. Thank you everybody for watching again, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.